Pacheco 50+ yards. So Najee at 53, McLaughlin had 84. The week before that, when they played the Steelers, both guys had 40. They both kind of split carries in that game. Saints had 2 guys over 60. Dobbins had 85, and Henry had 73. So Pacheco's 7 carries in his first week back, 14 carries in his last week. I think he gets around the 16 carry mark is I don't know the over-under in carries that earlier they didn't have it, but that's what I'm thinking he gets. If he gets 16, marking 50 yards, it'd be about 3 yards, a little over 3 yards a carry, which I think he can pretty easily get. Worthy 40+ yards. So the Browns have been pretty susceptible being hit up for the big and chunk plays this year. So they've given up 730+ yard catches in the last 5 games. They've given 360+ yard catches in that span. And on a smaller level, they've given up 20+ yard catches to Sutton, Franklin, Mike Williams, Mims, Scotty Miller, Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin, Pickens, MVS, Quentin Johnston, McConkey, and Palmer. It's a lot of guys. It's a lot of guys and a lot of the same teams, too, if you think about it. So Worthy's caught at least 4 balls in each of his last 4 games with at least 40 yards in each one of those games. So I think if he gets at least one 20, 25-yard catch, he might need like maybe 1 or 2 other catches just to get that 40. Chubb under 42.5. So although Chubb has hit this in 4 out of 7 games this season, I think the Browns are going to feel more inclined to go with a pass-heavy approach when they try to outgun the Chiefs. I've noticed that even when teams don't have to do it, they seem to kind of do it earlier than they need to. I would just keep running the ball if you're in it, but teams will start passing the ball early thinking, oh man, they're going to turn it on at any moment. So I think he sees around 12 carries and he averages around 3. That would put him in like the 36 area. I do think they use Ford a bit more, who's seen 19 carries the past 2 games, only 1 less than Chubb in that time. Pacheco anytime TD. So Pacheco was a monster, a TD monster last season, scoring 11 games, including the playoffs, and only has 1 in the shortened season this year. I think he finally gets in, and he does, I think, have the highest TD odds. And running backs and Taysom Hill have scored in 6 straight games against the Browns. So I think that's a pretty good bet. Judy, 50+ receiving yards. So Judy's had 60+ in the last 6 games, averaging 9 targets a game in that span. Although he will draw McDuffie some. I've seen McDuffie give up some passes to number 1 receivers, but I do think they'll move him around enough. Plus, Winston just targets him nonstop. So I think he just gets the 50 from target volume.
Okay.
25 to win 325.
25 to win 325 on it. So the Judy 50+ receiving yards. You know what? I think that can definitely be done. Jerry Judy is one that we know really well. Played against him a whole lot. We know Jameis Winston is going to try to get the ball to him and Njoku. We understand that's probably going to be his go-tos. So I do like that one. That's a good bet. Pacheco 50+ rushing.
Even if McDuffie shadowed him, for one thing, I'm watching Winston a lot this season. He doesn't care who's guarding his receiver. He'll throw in double coverage if he has to. So he's not. Yeah. That's one guy who's not scared away by number 1 cornerbacks at all. But
right. No, I agree with you. And to be honest, teams have not been scared trying McDuffie these past few weeks. They just haven't. And so I think it's a good bet. Pacheco 50+ rushing yards. I do believe that he'll do that. You got to give him the football. I think it's still the same thing, kind of giving Kareem Hunt a little break, but it is his return game. So are we going to lean on Kareem Hunt a little bit heavier than we do Pacheco? Pacheco he's due for 50 yards. We understand that. What do you have? This last game, what did he have? 40?
55, I believe.
55 yards? Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's for 14 carries. But I think at 50-yard rushing yards is pretty safe bet. Chubb under 42.5 rushing yards. Okay. That's the only question I have right here with Chubb. I think week after week they've been trying to go to him, get him back into his old self again, Chubb, and I think they're going to try to lean on it pretty heavy this game. It's going to be on our front seven, man, to stop this guy, okay? Especially if the weather's going to be what it is. We know they're going to try to employ a good running game. So we'll just have to see 42.5 rushing yards. We know he's a tough runner. He's a tough cookie for sure. So we'll just have to see, look after that. So that's my only question right now.
It's a very low number. And
it is.
That usually means this happened. What was it with Gus Edwards? Was it? Or no, it wasn't Gus Edwards. It was recently. We played a running back in the last few weeks where the number was really low. I think I still took the under and got it because I think they just want you to take these numbers sometimes. It just looks too enticing.
Was it Madison? Was it Madison?
Yes. He was like a 38 or something, or 36, wasn't it? It was like insanely low.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Pacheco touchdown. I like that as well. I think it's time to get him back into the end zone. Hopefully, when we get into the red zone, 10 on in, we're going to lean heavy on our run game. We have to do that. We have to do that. Look, I get the
10 on in.
Yes.
Get it? 10 on in, 10 on in.
10 on in. 10 on in. And I would even try it if it's fourth down. If it's 4th and 2, still go for it. Right? Up there, that's what you do. I don't think there's no reason to take your foot off the pedal, especially up there in Cleveland. If you want to go ahead and dominate a team like this, at least back them up. If you don't get it, back them up. Jameis Winston, those guys, back those jokers up. Let them come out of, their backs against the wall. So I would take the 4th and 2 or 4th and 3 and try to get it. So I do like that. Worthy 40-plus receiving yards. I'm all over this all day. All day. I think Xavier Worthy, man, has been turning into one heck of a wide receiver. And I think they're trying to get him a lot of balls, some volume thrown his way until Hollywood Brown comes back, right? We got D-Hop. We understand that. We know we can throw the ball to D-Hop. D-Hop's going to catch anything. I wanted Juju to start seeing a little bit more. Do you see anything with Juju out there before we start up? Or they don't really have Juju on the bets?
I think Juju is on there.
I saw him.
I think Juju is on there. If you take him 25 yards, it's probably like plus money on that.
Okay, yeah. But I like Worthy. I like the 40-plus receiving yards. I love this. I do. We got to go up top. We got to go up top with Worthy. And so, I think that's easy money right there. So bet $25, win $325. Ooh, that's good. That's good bread. It's good Christmas money, baby. I like it.
Yeah, if you did Juju's 25 yards is plus 175. His 40 yards is plus 450. If you did 50 yards plus 750 and 60 yards is plus 1,300.
Wow.
And plus 1,300 JDB put $10 on that's $130 return on that for $60.
Put $10 on what?
For 60 yards for Juju, $10 on that would give you $130. Just that alone.
All right. I got a 10 spot in my pocket.
There you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I took the cross over here with Teja. I have a few, but of course I go a little bit. I'm trying to hit a grand slam. I'm coming up to bat, JD. My batting average, probably about 197. I'm like Adam Dunn right now, JD. I'm trying to come in. I'm swing for the fences.
Oh yeah.
So my first one is I have Chiefs over 23.5 points in this one. So Browns over the last 6 games since Jameis has been there, and I don't know if it's a Jameis effect, but all these games become shootouts. And last 5 of the 6 games, all the opponent scores have scored over 23.5 points. So only one of those games, the last 6 games, has gone. The opponent has scored below 24 points in that time frame. I think we're going to have a big game this week, whether it is defensive touchdowns, offensive touchdowns. I think we are going to have a big game this week. I think we are going to score like 28 points. But yeah, I mean, the Jameis effect, shootouts, man. So yeah, I think 23.5 points, I think is our over 23.5 is our lucky spot this week. Number 2, Winston over 2.5 carries. Of the 6 games Jameis Winston has started, 4 of the 6 games he's exceeded 2.5 carries. And then 9 of the 13 quarterbacks we've faced this year have exceeded 2.5 carries in the game. And 4 of the last 5 quarterbacks we've faced have exceeded 2.5 carries. So, I mean, 3 carries for Jameis, I mean, I see him get out of the pocket. If Chris Jones is coming at him, he's going to want to get out of the way, go dive for a 2-yard gain here and there. He's also a big QB sneak guy. When they get to third and 1, third and inches, he's their QB sneak guy.
Yeah.
So 2.5 carries there, I think he gets that pretty easily. You need to look at the numbers. I mean, he's exceeded that number 4, 6. Number 3, this is the one where I'm kind of iffy on, but I think this is going to happen. So Mahomes 2+ passing touchdowns this week. Looking at the last 6 games, because again, if you look at our show this week and right now, I'm talking about the last 6 games. Jameis Winston has changed this team. So I'm looking at the Jameis Winston games. In the last 6 games, 4 of opposing teams' quarterbacks have exceeded 2+ passing touchdowns. Russell Wilson did it, Derek Carr did it, Justin Herbert did it, and Lamar did it. So I think Mahomes, whether he has a big passing game as far as yardage-wise, I don't know. I don't think so. Like 2 passing touchdowns, I think he gets it. This defense, this secondary is rough. It's not the Cleveland Browns that we thought going into the season. It's not that at all. That's why the Teja's numbers they're talking about Xavier Worthy. I think he gets 2 touchdowns, and I think we might see a bomb to Xavier Worthy. And that leads us to our next one. Xavier Worthy, 70 yards receiving. So Teja went 40 yards, and I think that was his standard number was 40 yards. I'm going 70 because I think he's going to blow it up this week. And looking at the last few games, the deep threats are dominating them. Calvin Austin exceeded this number. He's a deep threat for Pittsburgh. Marvin Mims exceeded this number, another deep threat fast guy. MVS, former deep threat of ours, never really worked out for us, but he exceeded that number as well. And Quentin Johnston, well, the guy's got drops. He's the guy who's a fast dude, and the guy is a deep threat for the Chargers. He also exceeded 70 yards receiving. I think we're finally going to see a game where you connect with the bomb from Mahomes to Xavier Worthy. So right then and there, we get Xavier 70 yards, and we get Mahomes one of his passing touchdowns. So boom, and it knocks it out right there. And then finally, Pacheco 50+ rushing yards. 5 of the last 6 running backs against the Browns have exceeded the 50 yards rushing. And the one game that didn't exceed that was Jalen Warren and Najee Harris both going for 40 yards each. So I think 50 yards is a gimme here, to be quite honest with you. Although I do think Hunt could have a good game. I think he could hawk a touchdown just to give him one in the red zone, just to give him a touchdown against his old team. But I do think 50 yards for Pacheco is pretty good here. And that's $25 to win 700 smackaroos this week.
Okay. Woo. Okay. I do like the first one. Chiefs over 23.5 points. I have them scoring 28. I definitely do believe they'll do that. So I agree with you, Marcus. I do believe this is going to be one of Patrick's better outputs for this season. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. It's a good bet, number 1. Winston over 2.5 carries. We've done the math on it to see Winston. I think he go ahead and takes off. So, yeah, I like that one too. You know, like you said, maybe short yardage, quarterback sneak or whatever. Yeah, sure. I could take that one. I like that one. I even like this one, Mahomes 2+ passing touchdowns. I actually do like this one as well. Because if we go back to our MO, right, Tage, where we say run the football inside the red zone, inside the 10, and you know what the Chiefs going to say? Nope. We're going to at least throw 1 or 2 of these, okay? So we're going to have us a couple of times, man, getting down there, some opportunities. But I do like Mahomes having 2+ passing touchdowns. Now, one of them could be, like you said, to Worthy, 70+ receiving yards. Now, John Clifford said the same thing. That's the only question I have for this one is, he's only gotten over 70+ receiving yards one time this season, only once. And it was that bomb. It did take that bomb for that to happen. And so I think it's going to be an iffy one. It's going to be an iffy one. But I do believe let's go ahead and connect. Let's go on up top. Matter of fact, let's not just try once, twice, 3 times, right? 3 times a lady. There we go. Pipes out a little bit.
There you go.
So to go, Pacheco, 50+ rushing yards. I do like this one. I think we have to lean real heavy on it. That's what's going to open up for the bomb, right? So hand the ball off, get underneath, play action. stretch a little bit with Pacheco, run some of that zone. I do like this Pacheco 50-plus rushing yards. I believe, man, to be honest with you, I think Pacheco and Kareem Hunt both going to have over 50-plus rushing yards this game. We're going to lean on them both. If both of them goes come in and run as hard as they possibly can, Kareem Hunt then said his family's going to come up to the game. They're going to be watching it. Who's going to have a better game? I'm looking for both of them just really, get away from that pass rush, run the daggone football, run it straight at them. That's what you do. So, yeah, I do like that bet. So $25 to win $700. 700 smackaroos. Good bets, though. Good bets. So let me ask you this. I know you talk about buying points and stuff like that. Does Worthy have one? Let's say that you change your bet to what Teja had.
Oh. Yeah, I believe that would have been like probably similar to what Teja's is. Taking Worthy, selling 30 yards to get to 70 yards for Worthy boosted that bet a lot. Because for me, once I saw that Mims, MVS, Calvin Austin, Quinn Johnson burnt them for like a deep pass, I was okay. So I'm factoring in one deep connection for Worthy. So let's say it's a 40-yard pass. And the way we've kind of been giving him the ball a little bit recently,
yeah,
he can make up the 30 yards elsewhere, or it's just a flat out bomb and he gets to 70 yards. I'm good to go. So I'm trying to factor in the shot taking as well as how he's been trying to work him in different ways. And also too, it's a bit of a rain game, so you could get a broken play where a defender falls on a double move, or the quick screens to him, he takes off. I mean, it's going 42 degrees, light rain. I mean, there's a myriad of ways of him to get to 70. So I thought it was worth the risk this week.
Okay. Well, I like the bet. Going big, man. Going big. $25 to win $700. I like it.
Yeah. I'll probably somehow go 3 of 5 again.
Man, come on, optimistic, baby. Let's go. Come on, we're gonna win this.
Right. We got optimistic James in the chat. I gotta be optimistic.
Mr. James in here, right? Yeah, which don't scare me either. Miles better not hurt my QB. That's right. We're gonna protect it. Keep 15 upright. Okay. At all costs, protect PM 15.
Yep.
At all costs.
Yep. And I'm also reading that apparently, according to Nate Taylor of The Athletic, we actually might see Joe Thuney playing left tackle and Mike Caliendo. I was about to say Frank Caliendo. Mike Caliendo to be our left guard. And so Wanye may actually not start at left tackle on Sunday, which is interesting. Your thoughts on how that may pan out, JD? Do you like that this week?
I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it at all. We know Joe Thuney's a capable guy going out there, and in space is a lot different. And this is Myles Garrett. It's a different animal out there. Okay, so you're not going against chopped liver. That's for daggone sure. He's got a lot of moves in his bag that he can do. He can just bull rush you. He's just a strong, athletic guy. So, no, we just had to see. We just had to see. Hope. I ain't gonna do that. Yeah, I like it.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.